Scott. I'm Russell.
And I'm Leo. This is Spitball. Welcome to Spitball, where three technical directors and a guest empty our heads of startup and tech product ideas that we have stuck up in there so you can all have them for free. Anything that we say is yours to keep. And Scott, I believe you brought our guest this week.
I did. I brought my good friend Meg.
Hello.
Meg is a pharmaceutical account manager, but much more importantly, she is a gaming enthusiast, Twitch streamer, theater nerd, anime cinephile, EMD connoisseur, cosplay designer, and all-around home-taught geek extraordinaire, and she's going to fit right in on here.
What's EMD?
Do you mean EDM,
It's supposed to be EDM. Okay, I had a big conversation about EMDR today, and that. So for
What's
future
EMDR?
Leo who's editing, I'm so sorry.
I'm going to keep it in. And what's EMDR?
Sure. It's a form of therapy.
Electronic musical dance.
Yeah.
Meg, welcome
We
to
know what
Spitball.
EDM is. but-
Exactly. Welcome to Spitball, Meg. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thanks for having me,
We're
guys.
so glad to have you. This is going to be really fun.
I'm flattered to be thought of.
In honor of you and Scott meeting at an EDM festival, I've written a game for us that I think will get us warmed up this week that I'm going to call Fundraise or Fundraise. So in this one, I'm going to throw out a name, and all you have to tell me is this the name of some sort of music festival that happens somewhere in the world? Or is this a recent graduate of the Y Combinator fundraising venture capital demo day? So a startup that just started.
Okay.
If I had said the Bass Coast, then you would say, of course, that's the women-founded boutique in the UK that is an electronic music festival started in 2009. As we do every week, I got to start with Meg. Meg, Noisily. Is that a music festival or a recent graduate startup?
Noisily. The first thing I think of when I hear noisily is maybe another website with Lee at the end. But noisily sounds to me like a startup because I haven't heard. I got a pretty good base knowledge of a lot of the North American festival scene, at least. I haven't heard of noisily.
That's why I went worldwide. This is, of course, the Noisily Festival of Music and Arts that happens in Lancashire in the UK.
And that would get me.
It sounds a lot like a noisily.ly or whatever. Yeah, totally. Scott, Village Labs.
It's got to be startup, right? Going startup on that one.
Yeah, it's a fintech platform.
Oh,
Well
thank
done.
God. Okay. No one's going to call their festival that.
Village Labs? I don't know. It sounds pretty EDM fringy to me. Russell, Lumen Orbit.
It's a gum. I'll take startup for 500.
Yeah, they're building solar-powered data center constellations, and they've rebranded recently to Star Cloud. I almost called that one the one. Star Cloud. That sounds like an EDM festival too, doesn't it?
It does.
Starcloud sounds like some of the prompt you'd get spit out from an AI when you're like, hey, I've got this rocket ship company in this game that I'm building. What should I call it?
ChatGPT, give me 10 suggestions. I know. Star Cloud sounds like a bargain bin video game. Meg, Passage.
Passage sounds like a rave. I don't think I've heard of it, but it sounds like a rave.
It totally does. AI co-pilot that automates customs, classification, and paperwork.
And also Rave.
And also a rave. Scott Shambhala. SHAMBHALA.
I want this one to be EDM. I'm going to say festival.
Family-run, sponsorship-free, multi-stage rave
Canada.
in British Columbia. Very good.
Awesome.
In Canada.
Next year.
Are you going? Oh,
you?
very fun.
Family
I have a
friendly?
bunch of Canadian friends. No.
2025 is already sold out.
Do be skinny dipping in the lake there.
Doobies.
They do be. There is a lake right in the middle of all of it, and people do be skinny dipping in that lake. Please don't bring your children.
They would love it.
They will learn.
Russell. Abundant.
It's going to be a startup.
Provides on-demand human teleops workforce. Yes, to help rescue stuck AI agents. Yes, YC company. Very good.
Nice.
One more time through. Meg. Rainbow Serpent.
This is another one I haven't heard of. In a perfect world, I have a 50-50. I've got a goose egg right now. So realistically, I can only either go up or stay where I'm at, right?
Exactly.
So what's one more loss here? It sounds like a startup.
A 4-day Australian bushed off psytrance art workshop thing near Lexington, Victoria.
I need to brush up on my international EDM scene very quickly.
I had to go international because I figured you knew all the ones around here.
I got the North American one, Shambhala.
You did. Scott, Desert Hearts.
My gut instinct is EDM, but I've learned in this game to always say the opposite when I think Leo's tricking. So I'm going to go Startup.
72-hour house techno and love
God
marathon in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Yeah, it's in the desert.
I figured you'd know about that.
I just need to watch Meg's face on this.
Okay, I need a better poker face is what I'm hearing.
That's right.
I heard, look, this was supposed to be audio.
Last one, Russell, Spacium. SPACEIUM.
That's an EDM, right?
Constructing robotic in-orbit refueling depot for spacecraft. Fresh off a $6.3 million seed round. Sorry, that was
that's
another
a Star
Y
Wars
Combinator
like
I know.
company. Refuel in space.
Yeah, I didn't realize Y Combinator was graduating like so many space projects nowadays.
I mean, they have like refueling just in general for aircraft. It makes sense that spacecraft would need it too.
Space
Exactly.
Force. That's why, patrol space.
They're just creating the things that Space Force can use to justify having Space Force.
Justify having it, right? Yeah.
Scott, I think you got a perfect score. Am I right?
Really?
Pretty sure you did.
Yep.
Russell,
First
yeah.
time ever. Let's go.
What does that mean?
I
think
get
you
to
gotta
go first.
What do you got for us this week, Scott?
All right. So this is a pretty simple idea, but I talked to my little sister about it. I'm excited now. I recently watched this viral video where there's this senator standing at a podium and they're holding up different food pair products. Like here's 2 Gatorades, 2 Skittles, pasta, bread, whatever. And then they explained that this is the American version and this is the non-American version. And then it was like we all know where this is going. It's a 10-minute rant about how awful the stuff is that they put into the American version of the exact same thing. You got the red dye 40, the titanium dioxide, Subway bread is not even considered bread, all of that. My little sister went to school in Europe, and she came back and was just like, I can't believe how much better I felt, like just living in Europe. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And then as soon as I got back to America, it all came back and how awful I feel just based upon the food that we're eating here. So people know all this already, but there's just been a bigger movement coming out lately of people just realizing this more and more. And I want to create a EU grocery store in America, 100% EU imported products. Nothing is allowed in there that goes against the European Union standards.
Yeah.
And that's it. It'll be a premium product, import everything, but people can eat all the good stuff that doesn't have all the crap. That's it. Brick and mortar store. Maybe we'll do an online version so it's easier to ship to people in the US.
It's an exotic Asian market or whatever, but it's
exactly.
That's what my immediate thought was, is we think about like these market things and a lot of times they're like peddling spices that are from their countries of origin.
Nope, I want Skittles.
England like invaded everywhere for their spices, didn't use a single one of them. Done. I'm very curious of the types of things we are putting in this store.
Yeah, I want all the same products, and if there's not, I want like the closest equivalent of product. Like this isn't a Reese's, but it's essentially the same thing, and I want to have like the Reese's logo above it and then the product below it, so people, us stupid Americans can figure out what we're buying here.
That's fun. It runs into all of the problems of like, the Kinder Egg stuff, right? Where like we have certain things we can't have.
Yeah.
So I'm curious the overcome for that, but beyond that.
I feel like the bar is going to be a lot lower of being able to import into America versus the other way around.
Yeah.
Probably. I think I've told you this before. I was traveling in Nepal and there was this young lady from Germany there and she was telling me about Aldi. And Aldi in Europe, especially in Germany, is like Walmart, Target, Megaplex. She's like, yes, I got my cell phone and my camera that I have here at Aldi. I was like, really? The Aldi that expresses itself in the US is budget store brands like, Fruit Loops knockoffs and cheap food and stuff. Whereas there it's like Megaplex supermarket, right? We need to like pitch this idea to Aldi. Just have like one aisle that's the exit strategy. You're already a distributor and everything in Aldi UK. Like just bring it to all your stores here. Set aside a corner of your store and just bring all that stuff that you're already selling over there.
Dude, Mexican Coke is really popular and that's what they call it, right? Because it's in a glass bottle and it's sugar cane instead of high fructose,
High
corn
fructose.
fructose, whatever.
Cocaine.
Just like, can you smuggle that across the border? You know what I mean? Instead of fentanyl, whatever. Just
Jesus.
Are we accusing the Brits of smuggling the fentanyl? Or are we...
It's all Aldi, man.
we're gonna bring. Why don't we just
Aldi.
grow all the EU equivalent stuff and Skittles and manufacture it in Mexico
We
or in
should set up a
Canada?
Skittle farm here.
And then people can just drive through it too. Like, why not? Just redo everything EU brand right across the border and then import it, or people as they're driving through. That way you don't have to deal with the whole tariff import stuff. You know what I mean?
It's like duty free.
Yes.
Let's just be next to an airport.
I want like explanation placards in the aisleway of like how it differs in the US, what and
Yeah.
why.
Here's all
would be
the
great.
ingredients.
So that way people are incentivized to buy. Yeah, like here is why you're here buying it.
You've
'Cause
got
otherwise,
that picture.
why don't I just pick up the things that's $3 less over at Starbucks?
Here's all the side effects of the titanium dioxide that you're going to experience if you eat the regular
Oh, there you
version.
Of the
Oh,
red
yeah.
dye 40 that is only allowed in America.
Yep. There's so many
You know
things.
how some of the store brand generic like great values will have like compare this to actual bottle of Windex right on there, and you want like that but the opposite where everything's on there. Compare this to Reese's peanut butter cups but way better. You have like the equivalents like front and center. It's super obvious what this thing is.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think you had mentioned before the whole bread thing. That was my favorite one. I saw a whole series recently of people going around and like picking up like bread and picking up the ingredients. And it's like if you told like a bread maker to use these things to make bread, they couldn't. Like that's how that we make bread.
You've made a long cupcake, yes.
Foot long cupcakes.
So it would be interesting to see. But at that same value, are we then worried about making bland food?
Oh,
Or
it's good enough for Parisian bakeries, right? There's got to be a way to make it good.
fair enough, you're right.
We'll just start a movement and be like, try this diet for 3 weeks or something and see how much better you'll feel. And you have to try it. Don't knock it till you try it. And then you'll get them hooked. It'll be great.
But don't do organic stuff. Come over to the UK store.
That's right.
Come here. That is also organic, but better.
Exactly.
Buy our Skittles, yeah.
Our Skittles.
That is a perfect
For your
segue,
diet.
Scott. You're going to someone and you're telling them about this. What is your cool store called? The Eurozone.
That's
Or-
better than anything I could come up with. EU food is better, and that's it.
Yeah, there you
Ooh.
go.
EU food is better.
Eat up, EU.
Yeah. Hey, that's great. All right, Leo, what do you got this week?
All right, Meg, I don't know if you were part of this era, but Russell, Scott, maybe Meg, what was the best part of MySpace?
You got to code it yourself, and you could
Yeah,
add
music?
Custom.
You got to
Music.
yourself.
That's what I'm going to get at. So there was a website like 10 years ago called turntable.fm that has come and gone, and I think maybe it's launched again or something, but its whole shtick was you have this little avatar and you're in one of many rooms, and it's kind of chat room style, but you are building a playlist of music from music services or YouTube or whatever, and then there's a stage at the front of the little avatar room, and you play music for everyone else who's in the room. So it's like a collaborative like game, kind of, where you're playing music for each other and stuff. Park that idea. I was looking recently into what it would look like for FCC rules to have my own radio station for funsies, just a little hobby side thing. And you can't have a terrestrial radio station, essentially. You get like 200 feet of wattage, and then you can barely reach the neighbor's house, right? But we have the internet in front of us. I want to bring back the magic of MySpace, where we have this choice of 2 to 10 songs that play, that are your profile, that are your mood, that are your season of your life that you're in. And I want to build a social network that is location-based music, where as I'm walking around, other users have pinned playlists to spots in the world, and you can listen to each other's pins as you are walking through the neighborhood or walking by that museum and they have that one exhibit and, oh, they've curated lists from the 1940s right now. Or you're walking through that college campus and, wow, that dorm room has some really eclectic taste right here because there's 12 dudes who have all built really weird playlists or whatever. It's radio, but it's internet based, and this could be a feature within Spotify, or it could be its own separate service. I don't know yet, but I would love to like recapture the personalization that was MySpace Music with places in the world.
I'm just immediately picturing like you go to a fancy restaurant and they're like, this wine will pair perfectly with this dish and so often. And this song will pair perfectly with downtown
They already
Manhattan
do
or
that.
something.
You're laughing, but I've been to Alinea. They already, not only do they do that, they pump in smells to like accompany the meal, to enhance the meal.
I purposefully picked this one because I knew that you're a music enthusiast, Meg. It seems like there's something missing as far as the social aspect of music. You can see what other people are playing on Spotify if they also happen to have Spotify, and that's about as social as it gets right now. There have been attempts over the years, but they never really reached critical mass, so maybe you have to piggyback on the Apple Musics of the world or something. I don't know. But we're so close. We have the internet.
It definitely feels kind of like it could be a Spotify thing, but also it gives me Spotify. Did you ever see that? What is it called? The Spotify thing or whatever, the car thing?
Yeah, car thing. Yeah.
Like it,
What is
I
it?
imagine it almost as like it was an old failed thing Spotify tried.
Awesome.
That was basically like a dash MP3 almost. Like
A screen for cars that don't have screens, and you can connect your
Whoa.
Spotify, and basically you can change songs, or that's it. You couldn't
Imagine Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, except only Spotify and no screen. That's kind of sort of what it did.
exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's a great
Yeah.
idea. That little gap
$30
between technology.
And then they discontinued it and bricked all the
they
hardware.
bricked it. It was crazy. You can't even use it to connect to your Spotify now. It just doesn't work.
Yep.
But there was
Sucks.
lots of anyway. That was a little side tangent. But yeah, so Spotify is like, I feel like the one to be involved in that type of thing, but I would also worry about bad actors. How do we prevent bad actors?
I was
The
just
whole
thinking what
campus
theme
is
song.
just Rick rolls.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
right.
Exactly.
Or, like,
I would love that app for that reason.
When we think of this, we you just
Yik-yak
picture how
vibe.
Russell will abuse it, and that's your test
Use the
case.
hell out of that, man.
What's
Yeah.
going down?
But also it's so cool to be able to maybe just tap into like what a bunch of people have left as like an impression for that area, like
Yes.
the vibe that they want or that they were feeling at that time.
So I found one app that's kind of, sort of, a little bit like this, and its shtick is that you leave a song on the map, Pokemon Go style, and then other people can collect them up,
Whoa.
which is cool, and I like that a lot. It's like
Gotta
song
hear
map or
them
sound
all.
map or something like that. Neat, but not playlisty enough for me. I want to be able to like walk by someone's home on my evening walk or drive on my commute and hear more than just one song that someone left. I want to like get a radio station experience, you know?
Yeah. You want the Spotify DJ, but without it being an AI DJ.
I want all of my friends'
And
Spotify
look-
DJs is
yeah.
what I want.
Yeah,
I want to
and-
learn about them.
Which is what a good idea, honestly. It gives, like,
Thanks.
we already have, like, geocache. It's, like, basically just geocaching songs.
Yes, exactly. Geocaching my friends' Spotify DJs.
Yeah.
It would be so fun to dip into anyone who's given permission, just to like hear what your, DJ for the week would have played.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even have to be location based. I wish I could just dip into my friends' playlists of the week. That's cool.
It'd be cool if there was like an event where you'd walk around with Bluetooth speaker. You know how annoying that is when people walk around. But if everybody's walking to certain locations and it's all playing the
They're
same
perfectly
song,
synced
Whoa.
to the exact moment. So everyone's phones are all, oh, that's fun.
that'd be
Oh, it's
interesting.
giving silent disco.
Yes.
Totally. I wish more people had the turntable FM experience that I had. It was really cool. We had 6 to 8 people in my office who are all in various, we aren't all in the same room, right? And it was 2015 or so. And we all had headphones on, and we were taking turns getting up on stage and playing music for each other in the background while we worked. It was so cool. It was like having communal control over the office radio station or something, but just for us, and we sort of curated a vibe together. It was really neat.
I feel like they've already got some of this technology for Spotify because they do jams. So you can already connect with other users. So I
Is that
definitely feel like we need to pitch this to Spotify. Hey, Spotify, if you
Right.
are listening.
Totally.
Classic
When you do
strategy.
the jam, does it take your and their interests into account together and try to find mutual interests?
So it does. There's two different ways that you can like blend with your friends. One is literally called a blend, where it takes your music taste and your friend's music taste and curates a playlist with like your commonalities.
Oh, that's cool.
And it tells you who like it pulled that interest from. And then there's also Spotify Jams, where real time you build a playlist together and you don't have to be next to each other. I've done this like across, work floors with other people, where we're all connected into the same jam and we're adding stuff to this list and we can all control it at the same time.
Totally. That's super cool. So like you said, we're on the cusp of this. This is maybe just one more layer, which is the physical location on Earth feature.
We're going to hear about it in a couple of months and we're going to know.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the premise of this show.
I put something out in the world that I kind of want to see happen. I don't want to make a business out of this. Spotify, Apple Music, you can have it. Or YouTube Music. Maybe this will be the first feature that people care about from YouTube. Finally climbed to relevance.
How many different like YouTube? There's like YouTube TV, YouTube Premium, YouTube Music. Is that YouTube Red or is those two different things?
This is Leo's favorite rant.
Yeah. Google is a startup incubator where all 50 of their companies happen to have the word Google in front.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare.
I'm done being their guinea pig. I jumped off of,
Ever since Allo, I've been burned too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My whole house is like Google. I've got the Google Hubs. I've got the Google Nest. I've got my cameras, everything. My whole home is a Google environment. I wish I could wean off of it, but...
There's a lot of good stuff until a project manager decides it's not interesting anymore, and then they discontinue it all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, Russell, what do you have for us this week?
Okay, so this one's interesting. I was going to start off with like some Myers-Briggs Strength Finder thing, but no. We're going to do something better and different. So, Scott.
Horoscopes for MBAs.
Yeah. Horoscopes. We'll save that. I'm putting this on. So this reminds me of Scott's plant idea. And I'm going with the musical theme here. You know how everything has a resonance frequency? And you can tie that resonant frequency to a musical note. Okay?
Right.
We're talking brown note?
Yes. Straight to the brown note.
Straight to the point.
No, so this idea is where you take the resonance frequency of different things throughout the house and you stick these knockers on them. That's probably a better name for that. And basically it would tap. You find all the different musical notes, you taps, and then basically you hit play and it'll play songs based on a bunch of different resonance frequencies in the house. You have to hit and find all the different right notes in any like location and hit play, and all of a sudden you're playing music with little knockers, all over the house.
Okay.
All right. That's it.
We gotta workshop a better name than
I know,
Knockers.
knockers is not good. Because I'm
Lil
imagining
Knockers
like
is
little
good.
knockers.
L-I-L.
Ass
Lil.
Knockers.
No,
That's his rap name.
That was Z at the end.
Knocks. I don't know.
Okay. So you want to turn inanimate objects in your house into a musical instrument.
Well, it's more like a party trick, right?
Ah.
It's like all these YouTube videos or not YouTube videos. There's a lot of like people like Stomp. Remember Stomp where you like make.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's just like creating a different experience, right? Little party trick you throw out there.
Extreme Stomp Home Edition. Okay.
Yeah. Kids' birthday parties. Oh man, all the cool little nursery rhymes.
What's our target audience?
I don't know if it has to knock it. Like you could you just have a small speaker and you input that frequency into whatever the object is. The object will reverberate at that frequency and essentially play that note, turn anything into a speaker.
I think what Russell wants is a device that finds an object's resonant frequency and then plays it for you. And then you have to go around and use those as individual notes.
Oh,
and
that's
your
way
house
better.
is a piano. Your
Love
house
that.
is a piano.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And then you can like maybe even use your phone, like tip like A, B, you literally tap the notes.
Once you've got them on there.
Yes.
All you need is a microphone and speaker, which your phone has. This could be software where it does a sweep. Ooh.
No, you got to sell them the hardware, which is just a mallet. And like you got to buy this very
That's it.
special mallet for
A knocker.
$300.
Beat the shit out of your
knocker.
fridge.
A regular tool would have worked, but everybody says the mallet works better.
Yeah.
The knocker.
You're a marketer.
The knocker. We gotta come up with a different name, you guys. We gotta.
Russell's already bought the domain, man.
Yeah. Knockers.com.
Oh, I think that's taken.
LilKnockers.com. Also taken.
I'm on the Lil Knockers subreddit, and it is bleak, man.
I feel like the FBI agents won't like it if we say that.
Yeah, probably not.
I like it.
It's a good party trick.
Yeah.
It's gonna turn every toddler into a nuisance.
They would love it, though.
If they can just run around hitting things and making them yell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Like,
stop it.
total like side veer here maybe, but like my cat has learned from my mirror previously being on the back of every dorm door I have lived on that she can pound on my mirror to get me to like go do things. So now that my mirror doesn't live on the back of the door, it's still where she pounds on because she's used to so I'm just imagining my cat with access to this technology.
Oh.
She already pounds on that mirror. Imagine
Bum.
like some bass behind it.
So a sound wave has both the pitch that it's at, but also the timbre. So why a piano playing a G, middle C, or whatever sounds different than a guitar. So what kind of... Are you thinking like a percussion sort of whatever that fridge makes? We hit it and it sort of thing? Or are you looking to like...
Exactly.
Electronify it? Okay,
Nope,
okay.
nope. Mallet lifts up, drops. Up, drops.
Oh, this is automated.
Yeah.
This is electronically controlled.
I'm learning more about this idea every time. I
I
like
wasn't picturing this right. So you're attaching various devices that wallop like a kick drum's hammer? Yeah, okay.
This
He
is
wants
the
a
idea.
metronome.
Pen. Okay, this is another note. All right,
Yeah,
I get
sure.
4 of those throughout all these different items in my house. and
Robotic.
Now I can play music
A
across.
4-chord song because you only need 4.
There you go.
There we
you
go.
are making a Chuck E. Cheese band.
You got to buy the 8-pack, though.
A Chuck E. Cheese animatronic band out of your home's household objects.
I
Yes.
like that. Your phone
I show up to my
knows what-
friend's house. I throw all these mallets all throughout the house, and now I'm playing music randomly.
I love it.
That rules. Can you picture the mechanism in front of a kick drum that the person has their foot on?
Exactly.
It's that. I love that. But with a robotic.
And that's
thing.
cool because the app will know. It'll hit it once, learn what note it is, and then be like, okay,
Yeah.
here's all the songs
Oh,
you can play
no.
with what you've put out there.
I have to show you guys something because it just reminded me of the app I have for my automaton. Have you guys heard of an automaton?
Yeah. I didn't know they had an app.
Oh,
Do you know what automatons are?
they're like the weird
Yeah.
Pac-Man mouth.
So it's a big music note, but Pac-Man mouth at the bottom, and then where
Oh.
you rest your finger does the
Jack Black
pitch.
plays that on late night shows.
Why?
Yeah.
They have like a weird, sure. Oh,
There's
excellent.
a
I have it in a
app for
different
that.
room. I'm not able to find
I
it.
didn't know that there was an app. I'm very excited to learn more about this.
It's because it's an electric one. It's an electric automaton, and so
Are they
it
all
goes
electric?
electric. It's not. It feeds into the app, and then the app can like how it sounds.
I remember the summer Dylan went electric. It was automaton on stage. So just a bunch of robotic mallets whacking your fridge and your
Sink.
stove and stuff. Yeah, your
that
sink.
base. You know that one? Your washing
What's
machine.
it called?
I already
Not Little Knockers.
big knockers. No. Mallet music.
Stomp at home.
Stomp it up.
I don't know. I mean, we can't do it, but the little knockers are like the standard ones, and then you can buy the big knocker, which is the base one that you put on like your fridge or your wall or something.
Oh, jeez.
There we go. Maybe we just stick with it. Maybe that's how we go viral. Innocently calling them knockers.
Viral YouTuber goes crazy with 200 knockers.
Musical mallets is good. We have hammer time.
Oh,
Maybe that.
is that trademarked?
Probably. Hammer time. And then you just throw like the hammer time music instrument. That's it. That it's the whole phrase, but
Yeah,
everybody
of
calls
course.
it hammer time.
Stop. HammerTimeMusicalInstrument.com.
That's the test song too. Once you hang it up on all of our
Bum, 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 bum.
yes.
It's got to give you an example. So yeah, clearly.
It does seem like the kind of thing that, comes in a 4-pack, but then somebody online has bought 200 of them and has turned some warehouse into a Rube Goldberg machine of some, crazy instrument. Here's all Bohemian
YouTuber.
Rhapsody or whatever.
That's what you do. You hire that guy to do that, and then you take a TikTok video of it.
Absolutely.
And that's the promotion.
That's on
That
your
is a great
homepage.
idea.
Yeah.
Some guy's going to take this and just put it on, get 88 of them and put them on a piano. Just going full circle, man.
Now we're playing the piano with our phone.
Oh, 88 pianos of different sizes. Boom,
You just
boom,
piano
boom,
with your
boom.
long inside of it every time.
From the little tiny toy piano for kids all the way to like a baby grand. Yeah.
The most
Amazing.
ridiculous way to use
Not hitting
something.
any of the notes, you just hit the piano.
This is my piano.
Oh, reminds me of the
That
guy
would
that
go
took a
viral.
piano and he replaced all of the mallets and the hammers inside of it with real hammers.
Nice.
I like that.
I heard you like pianos, so we turned all your pianos into a piano so you can piano your pianos.
We've
We made
cracked
a
it.
piano out of increasingly smaller pianos. I love Lil Knockers.
Yeah,
Put it
definitely
on
a
my
watch list.
tombstone.
Yeah.
That's the testimonial right at the top of the page. Meg, what do you have for us this week?
All right, guys. I have for you a problem I'm sure we have all experienced before. So let's walk through it with me. Are you ready? We're going to an anime convention. We have just spent the last 4 months and realistically the last week actually working on our cosplay. And it is this giant petticoat dress. It is giving you social distancing prior to COVID. Let's be I don't know if you've seen a petticoat. That thing makes you like 2 to 3 times larger than you are in a perfect circle. And I ran into this specific problem of I got to a place like Youmacon and I've realized I don't know if I can actually get around. I'm in this giant dress trying to go up an escalator with petticoats on. Not only that, I had to figure out the tram system to get between the different buildings that they hold, like Youmacon at. And figuring out a tram system in an unfamiliar city in a giant cosplay. Because I'm also holding a giant sword and shield. I'm cosplaying as Rose Quartz from Steven Universe, so it's pretty big. Hair's big, too.
Yep.
Very good.
And the whole time, I got very lucky because I was able to use my friends as a cosplay handler, which is essentially the person that goes around and deals with things like doors. I can't reach because I physically can't get to it beyond my dress. Not only that, but like things like when there are cameras taking pictures of me, I can't necessarily see what the back of my wig looks like. There is not a service currently for cosplay handlers. To hire somebody to come in and do that kind of work for you.
A Sherpa.
Yeah, if you had like,
Yes.
if you are unfamiliar to this area, you don't have a friend that you can rely on, or if you and your friends are in cosplay, what are you going to do? So,
Okay.
yeah, my idea is a collective of craftsmen who can get together, craftspeople in general, who are knowledgeable in cosplay or in the handling of cosplay at different events to essentially have like a hiring system, like a LinkedIn style for that. I want it to go beyond that, though. I want you to be able to like schedule ahead of time to have these people there. I also want whatever this cosplay handling service, I want them to have some kind of like partnership with the conventions. So that way there are just cosplay handlers available to rent throughout the convention.
Yes.
That's it.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
I think it's like the premium, like you have a special pin or something and you paid to be, a cosplayer and everybody's opening your doors for you. People are looking for the cosplay pin or like what, I don't know, some sort of method to identify who you are and if you paid for it. And there's just a fleet of people, I'm guessing, throughout this convention that are helping you do everything because you have the RFID tag or something.
Yeah,
right?
I'm thinking like almost like cosplay EMS also, where like you can take advantage of that app to do location-based, like, this is the convention we are at. Here are all of the EMS workers that can repair your cosplay, that can follow you around to make sure you're eating and drinking, that can whatever. Rent them for a little period of time, or maybe a subscription service where whatever, and you can like go based off of like their experience. Because sometimes maybe I need like somebody to style my wig, and that kind of person is going to be different than the kind of person who needs to like hot glue back together whatever just fell apart.
Just a guy walking around with hot glue guns. I love it.
Totally. So we are a tech startup nerdy targeted show, so I think everyone listening knows what this is, but can you give the 2-sentence version of why you like cosplay and what it is, for in case someone doesn't know?
Yeah, absolutely. So cosplay is for pretty much any fandom, but it originated realistically with anime. And it is a way for those who are creative enough to literally create the costume pieces to imitate their favorite character from any fandom, whether that be a manga or an anime, or people cosplay and dress up as costumes and a lot of other stuff, but it is typically seen around in anime.
Have you had any notable God, I wish I had this person moments with costume falling apart, or just wish you had a guide?
Yeah, definitely costume falling apart. So
Oh no.
I like briefly talked about this actually recently, which is funny. I made a whole sword out of Warbler, which is a thermoplastic.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's so the base of it, this is what I mean, is it takes a lot of like knowledge, and there's a lot that goes into it. The base was like a wooden dowel that I then molded with foam around it and did like inlay designs on, and then I put Warbler on top of that and then created it. But there was a point at which I had worked the Warbler too much, and it was beginning to crack, and it cracked real big. And I didn't know how to handle it because my paint was chipping, and I had to like go and get somebody with emergency Mod Podge to do like, just a slab job so it would hold together. And so thankfully I was able to, I happen to be there with many friends who have like cosplay connections, and so they could go out and be like, hey, who's got this and can save the day? But it'd be nice if I had a whole service.
Uber for emergency sewing. Yeah, that's cool. Partnering with a convention seems like your easy way in for a business like this.
Yeah,
we will, for a fee or for free, you convention people advertise this too, and then we just charge the customer directly. It doesn't cost you anything, but it gives you brownie points, like, we love cosplayers and here's a service we brought in. But the convention doesn't have to pay necessarily. It could just be the people who need the services, or vice versa. Would you like to do a scholarship for the people who are coming in? The convention will cover your first one repair for free if you make an account or something.
Yeah. And it might be nice for people who have those kinds of skills to make a little bit of money as their own freelance agent doing that kind of work. I have a couple of like seamstress friends who maybe don't want to necessarily commit to making a whole cosplay, but they would, if they're at a con, they'll sign up for like $20 to fix somebody something real fast.
Absolutely. You have a captive audience.
They just roll in with their sewing machine, hot glue gun, and 3D printer, and they just got the little booth in the back ready to go. I love it.
Yeah.
You glossed over the guide side of this, but I feel like that's way more applicable to a general audience. The conference local employee guide person.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, just having somebody who's been to that kind of a convention before can then walk you through, here's an escalator that you can get your cosplay through. Here's how these trams work to get to this place. Here's where on the schedule your next shoot is, type of thing. Almost as like manager.
Totally.
Is this like a cosplay network? Like, why isn't this maybe more of a like social network type of app where if you're at the convention, people helping other people out, right? Rather than it being a whole network service or a paid service, you could just like peer-to-peer, right? Hey, I have
who has extra LEDs? I've got a hot glue gun.
Yeah.
And then live at the convention, you can hit like EMT needed for this, and you type out your note, and now people are like, oh, I can help with that, or I'm not cosplaying.
In my profile, I list all the stuff that I'm good at and have, and other people list needed this, and I'm pinged. Yeah.
Or I'm cosplaying or not cosplaying. Maybe like you rotate, or you didn't do it that time, but you're there to help people. So you bring some extra stuff, and you just...
The next day you aren't cosplaying, so you're available to then swap for somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that sounds easy. It may be easier, but that's also cheaper.
It's more wholesome.
It is.
It's less of a business, but...
It sounds like that's the community, though, too.
Do it for tips. It's great.
I feel like cosplayers are kind of like, one of those, like that community of people that want to help each other.
When you're here, your family.
That's it.
There's definitely like a section of them. I think part of that is just the getting everybody on the same social media to work that, right? Because some people use like Discord, some people are like Instagram, some people, everything. So it's what is the best forum for that too?
Right.
Make our own.
We don't need another social app.
We need another. Oh.
Yeah.
We'll say the opposite.
Immediately the opposite thing.
We need another one? Is that what? I mean, it's kind of cool to have your own niche in that way, but like, yeah, I could see people being like, oh, I don't want another Facebook, right?
Yeah. It almost gives me more like, I don't know if you guys will have ever heard of this. Have you ever heard of Ravelry?
Ah.
So it's a website for hosting patterns. So I crochet.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll host like crochet and like knitting patterns. So maybe something along those lines where it's more community focused in that way.
Yeah, I see.
I wonder if there is like a different thing it could piggyback off of already, like Ravelry or something.
Oh, yeah. If there's a cosplay.net
service.
Yeah, right.
I have yet to see any like official ones, but I just think it would be so neat to have a well-known in the community style like cosplay EMS that goes around to different conventions, so you're familiar with them in general.
Yeah, the easy way to rocket to popularity would be to piggyback off of getting the convention behind you, and I have a service to offer them that then puts your logo all over their posters and their website and pamphlets and all that stuff. Like, looking for this, we partnered with your business to like get you the service and help you need. Yeah, that's really cool.
And there's multiple conventions, not just anime, right? Comic-Con. There's so many different conventions.
Gen Con.
Yep. Like, it just
also,
there's so many. So why it should be a service, or like you could create a service, right? That's external, third party, and just tap into this, right?
Yeah. You could even white label and like offer to come alongside the existing app and just not have, you could just be an infrastructure company for this, but then.
Yeah. You show up, you add like extra long canes for doors, right? There's a special cane for a door so you can open it. Or, somebody gave you the map of the convention center that they had custom made for, extra wide costumes. Here's elevators. Here's bathrooms.
The door height is this amount for the people that go in on stilts.
This
and
is your
stuff.
optimal path based upon your dimensions.
You have to go through this entrance. If you try that one, you're going to get stuck.
Garage Bay 5, for...
You just talk to Eddie for the forklift.
Yep.
So, pivoting, you are going around the convention center that's happening ahead of time in the days leading up to the event, and you're measuring all of the things. You're taking, augmented reality's pictures and measurements of door frames and of trams and of whatever, and then you're then gating all of that behind an app that people like you, the participant, are downloading, where you say, I want to get from here to here. And it's a navigation transit app where it says, you can't go through this door. You got to go around that way. You're like this very niche boutique navigator.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm more so thinking, it's like you could hire like someone who's like a local guide. And if you have this planned ahead of time, part of their duties could be going out and scoping like, here's the dimensions of my weird cosplay with its crazy wings. Are there any issues you think I'm going to run into walking around? Like, Not only that, but literally to have them follow you while you're also walking around so you don't knock some kid out with your wing.
Will this theater seat be compatible with 12-foot wings?
Yeah.
What's cool is you can map this convention center out once, have it in your app, and you have like the base tier, and then the premium tier being like, handyman services or whatever. Follow. I don't know what to call it, right?
Put in your personal statistics and we'll tell you if you can fit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I
hadn't thought of it like that. Just mapping the whole actual convention center out as an additional. That'd be good too. Honestly, it would just be good to have a better map. Let's be so real. Half of the convention maps are so bad.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
They are not built for giving advice to people with 12-foot fairy wings.
Yeah.
Look, we've been spending the last 3 days building those fairy wings. You thought it was 3 months. We spent 3 days with a lot of hot glue. We ain't got a whole lot of brain power left up there to figure out what you mean when you changed what number we're in 5 times.
Well, dear listener, we know that you're taking a quick break between sessions over with us in your ear. Thank you very much for listening to us while you're at your con. We appreciate you being a listener. And thank you very much, Meg, for joining us. This was so much fun.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, what a pleasure. Our website is spitball.show. There you can find links to our YouTube channel, other social media. Please email us feedback, comments, ideas. We would love to hear from you. We are a podcast at spitball.show. That's also how you can follow us on the Fediverse, such as Mastodon. We are a podcast at spitball.show or at Blue Sky at spitball.show. Our subreddit is r/spitballshow. Our intro-outro music is Swingers by Bonkers Bee Club. Please, if you wouldn't mind, that one friend who you don't totally understand, who's always dressing like that one Naruto character they keep talking about, and you don't know what the hell they're talking about, tell them to listen to the show. We think they really enjoy this episode. We'd love to have them as a listener. And please, if you wouldn't mind, leave us a review. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever it is that you listen to, leave us a review, subscribe, add wherever you get your podcasts. That is the best way for people to find out about the show. New episodes coming out in 2 weeks. We will see you then.